Hey, hi, howdy, and hello, friends! It's your friendly neighborhood witch Wickedy here to drop some knowledge on all y'all. After the last two, I didn't think that I had another tips and tricks video in me, but over the last year, I've really learned a lot from the community. Some of these are things that you might not have thought of, some are a bit later in the game, so there will be some minor spoilers sprinkled here and there, with the more spoilery spoiler ones saved near the end, but no worries, I'll warn you first. And if you haven't checked out my previous tips video, be sure to do so as there's a lot of juicy good tidbits in those. Okie dokie friends, let's get this rolling and start with something a little explosive. Number 1, bomb hay in auto feeders. So your silo is full, your barn and coop is fully upgraded, but you still have a ton of grass to harvest. Well, you can actually use a bomb on the hay on the feeding trough to destroy some and then proceed to pull the rest out to save for later, letting you restock the silo without having to waste grass when you cut it. Number 2, use bombs to save your fertilizer. When the season changes, almost all of your crops will die out, leaving the soil with none of that fertilizer or speed growth that you spent thousands on. This is where bombs and transitional or multi-season crops come in super handy. Just fill your fields filled with specific cheap crops to save your enriched soil, and the fertilizer will still be there. Destroying the crop one by one will take all day, so just toss a bomb on it. Of course, be sure to remove your sprinklers and breakable things nearby first. A bomb will destroy the crop, but leave the soil enrichment intact. The best seeds for this are probably coffee beans if you have a ton for transitioning from spring to summer, and wheat seeds for summer to fall. Each bomb has a specific range that you can quickly use to your advantage. Number 3, Sandy Shop on a Thursday. Speaking of speed grow, deluxe speed grow is easily my favorite, but it can take oak resin to craft, and honestly, I'd rather use that for my kegs. Pierre does sell deluxe speed grow for 150 gold a piece starting in year 2, but you can get it sooner and much cheaper if you head to the Oasis on Thursdays. Sandy will sell it for 80 gold and it's absolutely worth the trip. Number 4, making money at the casino. The casino is a nice time sink with some great rewards, but did you know you can actually make money off of it? I wouldn't say it's the best option, but still, certain rewards you redeem can be sold for cold hard cash, with hardwood fences giving you the most money to key coin ratio of 10 coins to 1 gold. Unless you happen to get your hands on a deconstructor later, then trading for warp totems and turning them into honey will net you a higher profit. Is it worth it? Maybe, but it's a lot of work. Number 5, do not forget about tea saplings. These can be a great source of big early money, but not in a way that you might think. You can just sell these straight away for 500 gold a piece. Crafting 5 saplings takes 10 seasonal seeds, 25 fiber, and 25 wood, and sells for 2,500 gold. I've done a whole breakdown of weighing the costs and a good strategy in the tea sapling method, where I earned over $1 million in my first year with these, linked below in my Get Rich Quick guide. Number 6, fiber for days. If you're going to craft a ton of tea saplings, you are going to need a ton of fiber. And it might take a while to get a hold of fiber seeds from Linus, so the best place for fiber farming is honestly on level 81. Mine levels reset every time you visit them, and the 80s are very fiberful. 81 is quick to get to, and you can see almost the whole floor right away. Sometimes with ore or gem nodes and crates too, so I'd say it's probably the best fiber farming spot. Number 7, Bone Crusher. The bone mill that you get from Gunther's Fragments of the Past quest is an item that I absolutely love. You can toss in any of these extra bones that you find from dinos, skeletons, or over at Ginger Island into these and get back some fertilizer. You can even crush down these fossils too. I always seem to need tree fertilizer, especially in winter, and don't want to always use all my fiber crafting it, so breaking down bones for that alone is worth it to me. Number 8, Geode Farming in the mines. So geodes can be a great source of resource and minerals, and generally good for money making too. You can get geodes repeatedly by level hopping. On any level, if you see a rock has given you a geode or two, if you leave and visit the level again, the geode will come from the new rock in the same spot. If you get lucky to find a geode rock right by an elevator, even better. The same works for stone or coal and staircases too. Number 9, Omni Geodes. It's no secret that the best geodes are Omni Geodes. These can have any mineral in them and can give you iridium or prismatic shards as well. The best way to get a ton of Omni Geodes is actually through combat, and you can get a ton too. Carbon Ghosts drop Omni Geodes in Skull Cavern, and you can find them on any mummy level, with a higher concentration of them from levels 31 to 39 when it's in its dangerous state. Pop on a Monster Musk and your burglar ring to really farm a ton. Number 10, use Monster Musk and Burglar Ring often. Combining these two battle aids will really help you get any specific resource that you're looking for a lot faster. Coal is much easier to get with this too, or one of those rare drops that you're looking for. I especially love using this when I find a quarry level in the regular mines and use it to farm haunted skulls for artifact troves and maybe even a magic rock candy. Number 11, the ring situation. Speaking of burglar rings and rings in general, it's a really good idea to keep an inventory slot reserved for an extra ring or two. You can keep certain rings on and then switch them out depending on the situation to make your cavern life much easier. I like to have a slime ring backup if I ever run into a slimy floor, or have the napalm ring ready for some extra explosion action. Number 12, pause is an absolute lifesaver. If you are using Monster Musk or are just generally in a sticky situation, you can use your pause and inventory to really help you out. Skull Cavern can get overwhelming really quickly, especially later on, so just pause if you can't switch to your healing aid or staircase right away, and you can move things over to the inventory spot you have active so you can use it right as you leave the menu. If you are on PC, you can actually use your hotkeys while you are paused to switch slots too. I use this a ton and it has saved me so many times. Number 13, where are the bats at? I always need bat wings for Monster Musk or for trading for another butterfly hutch. You can often find a ton of bats on levels 20 and 40 in Skull Cavern to get a ton. Combine that knowledge with tip number 10 and you'll have more bat wings than Bruce Wayne has batarangs. Now, I learned this tip while watching a stream over at the Algorithm's Twitch channel, the infamous 999 challenge guy. I highly recommend that you check them out. Number 14, check in with Krobus. Krobus sells some really great things to keep an eye out for. My favorite are, of course, bat wings on Sunday or iridium sprinklers on Fridays. Number 15, change your professions. Down in the sewers, you can change your professions as the need fits. It can be super helpful if you are trying to focus on getting more geodes or gems, or you can switch foraging around for when you are planning on doing a massive deforestation session. I like to switch up my farming to Coop Master when I'm trying to stock up on rabbit's feet, and not selling my artisan goods until I switch back to artisan. Or I switch my fishing profession to pirate when I'm working on getting artifacts for the museum, then back to something else when I don't need treasure anymore. For the most part, the cost is worth it in the end. 16, it's okay, feel free to pass out. One great thing about changing professions is that it fills energy meter overnight like a normal level up, so if you passed out and were overexerted the previous day, don't worry, you'll wake up refreshed and full of energy in the morning. Number 17, your first fish guaranteed. Did you know that the first fish that you catch in this game is pretty much a guarantee? The green bar during the fishing tutorial won't actually go down, which causes you to lose the fish. You can use this to catch a fish that maybe you find just a little bit tricky, like the catfish, or the eel, or even the octopus. You just got to exit out of the fishing minigame by whatever key you use to open your menu, like escape, circle, or X, until you hook the fish that you are looking for, which you can tell what it is based on their movement patterns. Number 18, should it be sashimi? Well, depending on your professions and the quality, certain fish sell for a higher price if you turn them into sashimi first. I've made a nice resource to help you track the right ones. Number 19, a swifter chance at seaweed. Seaweed can be hard to get in bulk if you're looking to make a ton of fish ponds, so if you're wanting a bunch, go and buy yourself a training rod. Training rods only catch fish with a difficulty lower than 50, so you can use this rod at the ocean when harder fishes are around for better seaweed chances. The only summer ocean fish this rod can catch is a red snapper, which only shows up in the rain, so the best time and place to fish for seaweed is any sunny summer day or night at the ocean. You'll catch some junk, sure, but the higher seaweed chances are honestly kind of worth it. And I learned this from the Habu over on Twitch. Number 20, very early source of coal. You can stock up on quite a bit of coal before you even hit the mines with a neat trick I learned while watching Blade stream. If you go fishing for a treasure chest before you have found your first artifact, then the artifacts that you would have found inside of the treasure chest won't be artifacts at all, and will be replaced with coal instead. There are a couple of artifacts that you can still find in the chests, but the odds are really low, so this can be a great method in stocking up on some early coal. 21. Gifts from mom or dad. Something really odd about the game is the letter that you get in the mail early on from your parents. Who sends it to you and when you get it is based on the gender your farmer is. If you're a male farmer, mom will send you cookies, and if you're female, you'll get money from dad. You'll often see speedrunners choose female farmers for this reason, for that extra cash infusion. Number 22, choosing quest givers. The people that request items on the community board outside of peers is based on who you talk to in the game. This can be used to your advantage to build friendships with who you want much sooner, like Caroline for those tea saplings. For the most part, if you haven't met them yet, they won't ask you for anything. 23. Sources of crab cakes. Now, crab cakes are my favorite speed boosting food, and the speed boost lasts all day, but you don't learn the recipe until later in the second year. I don't like waiting that long to have all day zoomies, so if you want to stock up early, get Willie 2 6 hearts and visit him at the ocean. After that heart event, Gus will sell this delicacy with no limit that day and 3 more days after that. They are 550 gold a piece, so be sure to bring enough money to last you. You can also stock up with iridium crabs in Skull Cavern and switch to a burglar ring for a higher chance too. Number 24, lazy money. You can plant wheat in summer or fall and let the rain water them for some cheap and low effort money. As long as it rains 4 times, you can just set and forget it. Number 25, seed money. Certain crops sell more if you turn them into seeds than if you sell them as is. In a seed maker, you get 1 to 3 seeds with an average of 2. Using lowest quality crop and most useful with multi-crops, you can make more of a profit with this method. The crops you're looking for are green beans, blueberries, especially corn, hops, cranberries, and even pineapple. Plus, the added bonus of being able to maybe get an ancient seed isn't too bad either. Number 26, don't lose your truffles. Truffles are considered forage items, so they will disappear as the season changes. Be sure to gather all of yours by the last day of the season. 27, make them work. Marnie, Robin, and Clint have some pretty frustrating schedules, especially with Clint being gone on Fridays after the community center is fixed up. You can actually control their schedules just a little bit by using a rain totem. Rain schedules will override more regular schedules of all the villagers. It can be a good way to get animals from Marnie on Monday or Tuesday, or get your tool from Clint on a Friday. 28, rush Robin's resource rush. You can just buy wood or stone from Robin during Robin's resource rush if you want to rush this resource quest along. Yeah, what I'm saying is the stuff that you buy counts, okay? Okay. 29, copper again? Clint asks to inspect copper or some other ore like all the time. Well, instead of working hard to finish the quest, honestly, you can just buy some from Clint when he asks you to gather a bunch and complete it like right away. Boom, done. Number 30, come on, let me in! Almost everywhere is closed when a festival is on, unless it's a late festival like Spirit's Eve or the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies. You can still visit available shops and houses on those days. 31, sneaking in the back. So it's 11 p.m. when you finally got that quest item for the wizard. Sadly, his tower is locked at 11, but if you have the witch swamp unlocked, you can head up this way and visit the wizard anytime you want by using the warp spot here. Useful on any festival day too. 32. Quest item keepsakes. You can display one of the unique quest items that disappear on a sign to keep a little keepsake. Number 33. Unlimited lighting. You can't place furniture lamps outside of the house unless you put it on a table. Now once you get a furniture catalog, you can use this for unlimited lighting all around the valley. Number 34. Have a tool backup. Hate being without a tool when you are upgrading yours at Glint's? Well, if you are able to set up a local co-op farm with an extra controller, you can put the extra farmer starter tools in a chest and then just get rid of the farmer later. Now you'll always have a backup. 35. Junimo Hut Variety. Placing a gem or a prismatic shard in a Junimo hut will change the color of the Junimos that pop out to harvest. But did you know that you can place more than one gem in the Junimo hut for a variety of colors? Try it out. 36. Big friendship boost. The theater is not to be ignored. Once you unlock this building, depending on who you invite over, what movie, and what snacks you buy, you can gain up to an extra 250 friendship points, which is 1 heart's worth. What's nice is the ticket doesn't count as a gift and you can still gift them that day. Okay friends, here is where I'll give y'all a little spoiler warning. We have 6 more tips to go, and these are all involving things over on Ginger Island. Skip to here if you want to just move on. Okay, we good? Okay. Number 37, resort timing. Once you've unlocked the resort, it can be really frustrating because you never really know who's going to be visiting that day. Sure, you can shut the resort down so no one visits, or you can use the resort travel times to your advantage. I keep a gift box in town and near the saloon around 10 to 10:30 when people start heading down. Another good time to give gifts out is when everyone arrives back between 6 and 6:30. Number 38, island timers. So I often forget when certain things are ready over on Ginger Island, so I set up a little timer station to help me keep track of things, especially for what day my honey is ready. Honey takes about 4 days, so I place a crop with deluxe retaining soil that gives me a crop every 4 days as my timer. I know that my honey is ready to go when it's ready to harvest so that I never forget. And I keep a pineapple here that is also ready every time my ancient fruit is ready over on the island. 39. Unexpected farming spots. On Ginger Island, soil that you can dig up ginger can be used for extra crops, but what I love to use are these 2 walnut dig spots here and here, and I plant a fairy rose. It is a great location for fairy rose honey, and it doesn't take up too much space either. Number 40, reach odd spaces. Okay, this one's a little glitchy. If you use a chair here on Ginger Island, it lets you access this upper cliff with a few tillable spots or just a place for some extra decor. 41, bananas? It can sometimes take a while to get a hold of a banana sapling from a golden coconut or the field office, and it's pretty expensive to trade for one. And then you have to wait 28 days after planting it too to get your first one. If you don't want to wait that long, get yourself a fish pond and toss in some blue discus. After you have 4 or more in a fish pond, you get a chance of being given a banana, and your chances go up as you upgrade the pond population too. Number 42, the Gem Bird Workaround. So the Gem Bird puzzle on Ginger Island will award you with 5 golden walnuts. You need 4 out of these 5 random gems to complete this puzzle, and these birds only show up on rainy days. However, you don't need the exact gems from the birds to get this puzzle done, or even a single rainy day. You can just try out any combination of these 5 gems until you get the walnut reward without even having to wait for 4 rainy days on the island. Now, it is easier after you know where at least 1 gem is, as it will take a lot less time to guess the rest. Oh boy, that was a lot of tips and tricks, and I know that I learned a lot. Friends, what was your favorite from the list? What are you planning on trying out, and what is one that you really didn't know that you didn't know? I gotta say my favorite is where to get a lot of bat wings, or being able to sneak into the wizard tower whenever I want to. Let me know yours in the comments. Well friends, I hope you learned something today or that this was helpful at all. I'm Wickedy. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out in the valley with me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!